All right, it's time to pull out your template and start figuring out how to navigate your options for your first semester. Obviously, you can follow along with this virtually, whether you do this in photo editing software, or you can obviously do this the old-fashioned way, print out your template and grab a pen and paper. So the point of this video is to help you dissect the different options you have for your fall semester and come up with a primary plan and some backup options. As you'll hear any Hub Advisor say approximately 1,000 times, we always want you to have backup ideas when you go to register. So let's just start by looking at the general recommendations for fall, and then we'll look at how we can expand those options out. So the general recommendation for fall is Computer Science 1, Intro to ECSE, Calculus 1, and a Haas class, Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. These are your gen eds at Rensselaer. There's a whole different video about these in the guides, so if you have more questions about those, definitely go check out that video. So with this first semester, some of it's pretty self-explanatory. Most electrical engineers are going to take Computer Science 1, though some of you will have AP credit. But the biggest decision you'll need to make is about this class right here, Intro to ECSE. To tell you a little bit about it, it's a very hands-on, laboratory-based class, and it definitely gives you some of that intro, hands-on experience to your major. Now, the reason this is a big decision is this class only counts for electrical engineering and computer systems majors. If you take this class and then change your major, this class would only count as a free elective. To show you on the template, every major does require 12 credits of free electives, so it's not like those credits go out the window, but some people don't love the idea of taking that as a free elective. So let's talk about your options. First, the department intends that half of the first-year students will take this class in the fall, and half of the students will take this in the spring. So this is absolutely a time where you can mix up the template, and you do not have to choose it this fall if you don't want to. Also, there's a more general version of this course called Intro to Engineering Analysis, or IEA. The code for that course is ENGR 1100, and that counts for all engineering majors, including electrical and computer systems. So some different ways you could strategize this are you could try to take it this fall if you feel rock solid in the major, or if you're not feeling rock solid, but you'd like to try it out and then always could move it to a free elective later. Another thing you could do is delay this class till the spring, so you could always take your first semester of courses, start figuring out what you like, take it later, or you could always just plan to take Intro to Engineering Analysis, leaving yourself completely open to have that requirement done if you change majors. There's no best or worst decision, and if you need help making that choice, definitely reach out to me. Then looking at your math sequence, this template kind of provides a great flowchart as to what decisions to make depending on where you come in the math sequence. So obviously, if you do not have any calculus credit, then jump into Calc 1 your first semester. If you already have credit for Calc 1, then move on to Calculus 2. And then if you have credit for Calculus 1 and Calculus 2, then you'll want to pick one of these math classes in the second year. You're able to pick either one, but my recommendation is if you get a choice, pick differential equations. This class is a prerequisite for circuits, which is kind of your gateway to the entire upper level of your major. So while you can definitely take either first semester and it won't put you behind if you can only get into multivariable and not differential equations, this is the one you want to prioritize if at all possible. And then for your Haas class, again, check out the Haas video for some ideas there. Now, looking into this spring semester, you'll see there are some other options you could throw in. So there's this one credit course. You would either pick Engineering Graphics and CAD or Engineering Communications. As the electrical advisor, I recommend Engineering Communications. It's definitely an easier and less time-consuming class, and given what you will do for the rest of your time at RPI and in your career, there's really not a need for you to put yourself through the harder class of CAD if you don't have to. So my recommendation is Communications. You could take that either the fall or spring. Then also Physics 1 is an option for anyone at any time, and definitely my #1 backup recommendation if you're not thinking of doing ECSE this fall. And then let's talk a bit about this science elective. So this is covered at the bottom of the template, so let's scroll down. The options for your science elective are going to be Chemistry 1, Intro to Biology, or Cell and Molecular Biology. Many of you might have AP credit for this requirement, and that's totally fine, but definitely wanted to cover what options were there. So let's say I'm coming in with 2 AP credits and I want to make my fall plan. So first, let's cross out what I have AP credit for. Let's pretend I have credit for Calc 1 And let's pretend I have chemistry 1 credit as well, so we'll get rid of that science elective. So what I want you to do is pick 16 to 17 credits of your primary plan, your first choice, what you want if everything goes your way. So if I'm doing that, let's follow the template. So I'm going to want computer science 1. I'm going to want intro to Ecsc because I thought about that decision hard and decided that's what's best for me. And then I definitely recommend everyone take a Haas class their first semester. Then I've got 12 credits and need at least 1 more class. So in this scenario, I haven't picked a math class yet, so I'm definitely going to pick Calc 2. So that's going to be my primary plan. But let's talk backup options because you always want some of those. So obviously, one potential option is to go up to 17 credits and pick my CAD or communications. So I'll tick that as an option. Also, I could always do physics, so I'll tick that off. You theoretically could do 2 Haas classes in your first semester. I don't really recommend it, but I'm a fan of just putting down every possible choice. And then from there, that's probably where we'd stop. There are some prerequisites in this semester you haven't hit yet, and that only becomes more true as you go along. So as you can see, your first registration is a lot more flexible than the template might suggest. And when in doubt, if you have questions, let me know, and we can always talk about building the best schedule for your individual needs.